Hey, how's it going, Pirates fans? Steve Cantu with the Pirates Cove Sports Network coming to you from SR Bowl House. Beautiful SR Bowl House, by the way. Atmosphere is great. Food is great. Hey, I had a chance to grab a meal. They offered me a steak when I got here, and it was awesome. Steak and potatoes. Man, it'll blow you away. You guys come out. SR Bowl House, all right? Every Wednesday, if you guys want to catch, we're now doing two podcasts. Rick and Rob do their podcast at around 7, and then our coaches podcast starts around 8 o'clock. And tonight we got them. All right, 3 out of the 4. Scott may join us here in a little bit, but we got 3 out of the 4, and we're gonna get going. You guys ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
all right. So as always, we're gonna start off with the freshman division, and with us today we got Coach Chino Cantu. Chino, how's it going, bud?
Doing good, bub.
All right, man. Glad to hear it. How was practice today? I know I cut out a little early.
Worked really hard. We got some good working.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So 3-0, Coach Chino, 3-0 on the season. The boys on a little run. Talk to me a little bit about Saturday's games and any hardships you might have encountered and any standout plays.
Saturday was a good test for us. The first half was it went well. You know what I mean? We kind of walked through it. We scored early. Their first chance with the ball, I think they had 3 downs, and then we were able to turn the ball over. We stripped the ball away, got the ball back. We scored early, stopped them again, scored again, and then the second half is where we got our test at. The second half they ran the ball a little bit more than we wanted them to, but I think the biggest thing and the most exciting thing about it is seeing these boys make plays when it counts. You know what I mean? They were able to get some chunk plays on us. They ran down the field on us a couple times, and the boys just found a way to make a play. You know what I mean? We got both our middle linebackers forced 2 big turnovers. Should have been 3 turnovers, but they're just finding ways to make a play, make a difference, being playmakers. And that along with the rest of them, you know what I mean? It's hard to get by us. So that's why I tip my hat to Karn City. Those guys gave us a little bit of a run for our money, and you got to tip your hat to those guys. They did a great job.
No, I think it's good to face adversity. The first 2 games were tough. They weren't, what I'm saying, so competitive. We kind of played well against them. But to go up against adversity, that's the test, right? That's the test. They get scored on, right? Your defense
Yeah.
got scored on this weekend. Am I right? What was the final score of that game?
Final score was 33-6. And yeah, you're right. I mean, seeing how the boys reacted after that play was very important. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of kids, and especially at this age, getting scored on. Sometimes they shut down, or sometimes they get in their feelings and they're never able to come out of that. But I don't see that in these boys, and that's why I've said this even before we played a game, that this group was special, and they got the potential to be one of the best teams that we've ever been a part of. You know what I mean? And it's seeing that resiliency out of them. You know what I mean? Just no quit. You know what I mean? Whenever it's not going the way, them figuring out and making a stop or making a turnover. It's really good to see at this age.
Yeah, no, it was a great game to witness. I thought you guys did extremely well on both sides of the ball. Lando, I'm gonna hop over to you, Lando. Lando, you had a tough game, another hard fought, loss, real low scoring game. You know what I'm saying, and lose the game. I think it was 6-0. Am I right, Landon?
6-0.
6-0. I mean, you guys played at the hottest part of the day. It's extremely tough. It's very physically demanding, to come out there at that time of the day and to play a game. But your boys are fighting, man. You got to tip your hat. They're continuing to put pressure and run these plays and continue to try to get that score back, to turn the game around. So I see no quit in your guys, and for me, that's a great sign. How would you grade this Saturday's game?
I'd give us about a 7. Defense did its job for the most part.
Yeah.
We've said it, for the last 2 weeks. We're 1 block away, from them being able to bust it right through the line every time. So it's there. We just got to make sure we we pick up our blocks, not just our linemen, but our running backs too. So we're right there every time. All we lack is always just one block, and it would have been gone. So they're right there. We just got a lot.
No, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, right? I mean, a lot of people, they look at the big play stuff and the one quick hit plays and stuff like that, but don't think about everything that's involved in that, right? Every person is intricate in a play to make it successful, and to have everybody firing out, picking up that one last block, because I mean, your games are fun to watch, right? Because they're competitive. They're right there. It's back and forth. The game is played pretty much within 30 yards of itself. Like no team, other than the score, no team ever moved the ball, probably a little more, maybe 40 yards. Within 40 yards, the whole game is played within 40 yards. And those are very interesting games to watch and to see the effort put forth by both teams, right? Because they're battling. Both teams are battling and they're trying extremely hard. It's extremely hot out there. And to watch that, it's just fun to watch. Unfortunately, we came up on the short side of it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? You got to lose before you learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? And I truly do believe that, these tough losses, there's so much to be gained from these tough losses for those kids. The opportunity to learn, you'll learn more from these tough losses than you will about winning. And once you get the kids to understand that, you know what I'm saying, man, we are playing pretty good. We're only losing these games by one score, you know what I'm saying? So, there's so much potential there, lessons to be learned to get figured out right there. And like you said, I honestly do think that you guys are legitimately only one block away, one play away from turning this whole season around. So you're going to be getting some key players back soon. You got a timetable on that?
I'll get a couple back pretty quick. One or two may come back within a week. Then, I get another one about 2 weeks after that. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly, you guys are persevering through these tough losses, and as long as y'all continue to keep that momentum, right, and really, get that boost from these L's. I know it's hard to imagine. You think about, say, what are you talking about, Steve? But there's something to learn right there. I really do think that you guys are in a good spot. You're losing games, but they're tough, hard fought games. Once you get turned around, you guys are just going to go north. You're just going to go north and climb up those rankings, and y'all be there at the end. I guarantee you guys are going to be there at the end when it's all said and done. You're going to fight back through this entire division, and then we'll be a force to be reckoned with, you know what I'm saying, in the shortcomings. So, all right, well, saying all that, we're going to go on to Ron, Mr. Leyba, Mr. Birthday Man. I want to wish you happy birthday. I'm part of the Pirates Cove. I understand it was yesterday. 21 all over again, bro. How does it feel? You know what I'm saying? 21 years old, young man. The world at his fingertips. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. No, I do want to wish you a happy birthday on air. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of the Pirates Cove Sports Network.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Coach. Definitely great. I think the best part about spending a birthday is it's always during football season. So I'm definitely thankful for that.
Yeah, and the fact that you spend your birthday on the practice field, right? That's something that I've always had to do. Chino's always had to do, right? During softball season, we spending our birthdays either at practice or at games, right?
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works, you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty cool. I did see the kids huddled around you. Happy birthday, brought you a cake, cupcakes and stuff like that. And I thought that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that the kids are engaged and understand that it's a moment for you, and understand that they're the parents understanding that the sacrifices that you're making as well, right? I mean, you're out there on your birthday. You can't call in sick to practice because it's your birthday. You know what I'm saying? So, no, hats off to you, Ron, for doing all those things for those kids. So let's talk about Saturday's game, buddy.
Appreciate you. Yeah, no. So, Saturday, of course, me and Chino and a few other coaches, right, from last year, we kind of backtracked, right, and we remembered how, Card City is always big, right, and me doing homework, we thought about it and we talked on it, and I came in knowing like, hey, they were big as freshmen last year. A lot of those guys moved up. So I went in, right? I went in knowing that we were going to be undersized for sure. And proven point, right? We're weighing in, and they got a kid 8 years old who's 211 pounds. You know what
I
I mean?
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, so they were massive, right? And then they had another kid weighing a buck 90. So I did everything I could to make sure I spread the message that I spread the previous week. Like, hey, our opponent had 27 on the sideline. They were bigger than us, right? More numbers. All we got to do is do our job. And the kids, man, coach, they really listened and bought in, and one thing I love about that group is they do not get scared easily. They don't back away from a challenge. And we started off hot. We received the ball, and my son Bino, he takes us down to probably like the 10-yard line, and he came up big. He put us in a position to score fast. And as y'all know, momentum is everything, right? It had the crowd jumping. It had the sidelines hyped up. The boys were happy. A few plays later, we jam it in. We're up 7-0. And special teams played a huge part. To start us off hot, and it all came down to a defensive battle, right? So we're hitting them in the mouth. They're hitting us, right? We're making mistakes. We're regrouping. And, it put us in a spot where, we told ourselves, hey, we got to hold it together, right? We got to hang in. And I tell you, coach, when I knew the team was tough, but I knew they were really tough when they did not want to be denied. And I mean, like, Mateo Lopez, the kid finished, I believe, with 16 tackles on the day, 4 forced fumbles. Xavier Moreno was at least 12 tackles. And those guys are just so freaking relentless. Defense definitely stepped up and put us in a good spot. We got in a pinch where second half, one of our star players, he was feeling ill. So we had to rely on our second string quarterback, Darius Moreno, who's just as smart, right? He jumped in and he ran the offense. He took command, right? And we were able to kill the clock. We were able to control the ball. We were able to, do things that we wanted. Although it wasn't perfect, I was still really, really proud that the kid Darius, he jumped in there and he took over. Most kids that are thrown in the fire, especially a quarterback, they're gonna take a couple fumble snaps. They're gonna freak out. But my hat definitely goes off to Darius because I see no fear in that kid's eyes. He came and he did what he had to do and he took control. So it was definitely a good team win for sure, coach.
Yeah, that was a great job. That was a great effort. I seen Darius. Darius is not the biggest guy on that team, and he is small. And like you said, there was some 200-pounders, some 180 plus kids on that opposing defensive line, and he didn't blink and stepped into a tough spot and did a great job. Hats off to Darius.
Yes,
Landon,
sir.
I'm gonna jump back to you. Getting talking about defense, it just just begs me to go back to you. You guys are playing some lights out defense, and I went back and I watched the tape. So I got tape of. Oh, what game don't I have? I don't have the game of the very first game. I don't have tape on that one, but I had tape on Victoria, and then I had tape of this last game. I went back and I watched your game really close. And the kid that really jumped out to me on your defense is your middle linebacker, number 45.
Talon.
Yeah, Talon Vanderpaul. Man, he really jumps out of the film room. He's making plays in the backfield, and he's another, like Darius, not a big guy, not really tall and not real heavy, but is lightning quick and is fearless. Talk to me a little bit about Talon's play over the last 3 weeks.
So Talon started whenever I first started getting with all them in football. Talon was an outside linebacker, and he just likes to attack. He wants to attack, running outside. You know, you gotta be a little more calm, a little more patient. So this year, he was nervous. I took him inside and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna move you to middle," and he's like, kind of panicked on me. I said, "Don't panic. Now you get to attack and do your job." And you know, ever since the first practice, about the second play, he cut that line in half and went through. And he said, "Oh, this," and he's getting better and better every week. And if no one plays, he jumped over the center to hit the quarterback in the backfield.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, I say Talon, you know, because he does jump out at you on the film room, but your linebacking core as a total have played extremely well. You know, they're complemented by that defensive line, you know, plugging up those holes, and the linebackers doing a great job, you know, hitting the gaps and making the plays in the backfield. So, I mean, the linebackers do get a lot of shine, and it's well deserved, but that defensive line is playing well, and they're, you know, stuffing those holes, making it tough for those quarterbacks. Everybody's trying to get outside of you guys, and you know, your linebacker core is not having it. You know what I'm saying? So those are all those things are things that I enjoy watching when I go back and I look at tape, and I'm like, okay, who's making these plays? You know what I'm saying? How are we, you know, how are we pitching these near shutouts? You know what I'm saying? And that linebacker core really steps out, and they really jump out. The cornerbacks do extremely good job too, as well. From time to time, you know what I'm saying, they'll miss a tackle and they'll break a, you know, a long one, but you know, your safety and your linebackers are, you know, in hot pursuit of those guys, and playing extremely well. So definitely some good building blocks there. You know what I'm saying? Who's your outside backers?
So my outside linebackers are Davin, and then it's usually Dominic. But the last 2 weeks have been Hunter. But so that we make it extremely hard. And then most running backs, they have it easy. I've just got to worry about an outside backer. But you know, when you have Hunter and Davin, they're both super fast. And then when you break it down as your ends with Raylan and Tripp, it's just all speed. So they pretty much try to run as fast as they can straight to those two linebackers, and it don't help.
Yeah. That's something else that I saw too. Your right defensive end, right? That's Tripp. You know, puts a lot of pressure on that quarterback too, makes them, you know, get out, you know, get off their spot. You know, that don't have a really good chance dropping back and completing a pass. So most teams are just kind of QB keeping it and kind of duck out of the way, or maybe they're all busted plays. I don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they are trying to throw the ball, but you know, it turns into a busted play because of the pressure that your defense is putting them on. And you know, they got to scramble and try to make a play, and it's just not happening. So your defense is playing extremely well. The offense, I'm sure, is going to come around.
The offense is going to come. So if you look at it, if I'm standing on the defensive side of the ball, on the right is Tripp, on the left is Raylan, and then you have Davin and Hunter, and then Jeremiah is the youngest one out there, and he's that other middle linebacker.
Yeah,
that's getting backfield. So he's dangerous.
Yeah, no, your box is extremely tough. Your front eight, they're tough to get by, and you know, good luck getting to the outside on those guys. So man, they're, you know, playing extremely well. And like I said, I just want to reiterate, you know what I'm saying, you know, just a message to the boys: kids, keep your head up. The wins are gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Keep buying into the system, keep playing hard-nosed defense, and sooner or later, you know what I'm saying, things will turn, and you guys, you know, like I said, you know, start shooting up that leaderboard. Chino, so this week's opponent, we got a familiar foe coming into town, Jack. Beeville, home of the Sosas. Hey, he watches me. He watches my podcast, man. I had to rib him. Anyway, so we got Beeville coming into town. It's the only game on tap this weekend. Only the freshmen are playing. It's a home game, 10 o'clock, Pirate Stadium. You guys come out, check us out. We'll be the only football going on this weekend. All the other three teams have byes this weekend, so it will be the only game. But you guys can really pack the stands. It's the opportunity to really come out and show your support for this young group that's doing some great things. So so Beville, I didn't give you a chance to talk about any of your standouts. So before we get into Beville, just quick rundown on any standouts that you had versus Carnes.
I gotta start with Noah Bone. Noah Bone ran for 151 yards on the ground and had 2 touchdowns. He had a fantastic game. Ran the ball hard. He should have had 3. One got called back, so he would have went over 200. Logan had a touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown. Pepper Aaron had a touchdown. And then Noah Leva started off the game with a big run. He should have scored. I think they might have they tackled him, I think, at the 10 or something like that. But he had a big run, and we were able to get him in 2. And then defensively, Cantu led the team with tackles with 7, a forced fumble. And then Pepper Aaron, man, 6 tackles, a forced fumble. He actually, when he forced the fumble, he was able to strip it. He stripped it, took it, and all that in one. You know what I mean? And that was the one that was our goal line. We're 10 yards away from the end zone. Our back's against the goal line, and the boys are just able to make a play, man. Yeah. And then along with our defensive line, dude, I mean, we have been getting a crazy amount of pressure from that defensive line. You know what I mean? Chete Fuentes does not, I mean, that kid is a load, man. He's back there creating havoc. He's had the last 3 games back to back to back have just been phenomenal. He's back there and he's just wreaking havoc along with Eric Smith, along with Lux, along with Logan. So, I mean, all the way around across the board, man, our defense has just been lighting it up and working as a team. That's why it's hard to get biased, man. When you got 11 kids that are chasing the one guy around, I mean, it's hard to get biased. And that one time they scored on us, it was really just, it's a game of inches. One step this way or one step that way, you're out of alignment. And we're able to adjust and get it back, though.
Yeah, no, great job. So now real quick, over to Beville. Like I said, they're a familiar foe. We've done battle with them for years. Now they come to our house. What can we look forward to in that matchup?
I'm not gonna lie, it should be fireworks. You know what I mean? I have a very, very good memory of how that game went last year, and so do our boys. Yeah. We don't forget. We're not going to forget how they did us last year, and that's been on our mind since last year. We worked our tails off this week, so I hope they're ready because these boys are ready.
Yeah, great deal. The memories run long, man. The memories run long. The pain runs long too sometimes, you know what I'm saying? At least I do. That's the way I carry my stuff around. But good luck to you guys this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, you guys ain't got nothing to do Saturday morning. You will get out, enjoy your cup of coffee, and watch some 5- and 6-year-olds fly around like they're in high school. Come on out, Pirate Stadium, 10 a.m. The freshman Pirates will be hosting the Beville freshmen.
Really quick before we move on, I want to also shout out to all my coaches, the coaching staff. You know what I mean? I think a great team, it takes a great coaching staff. You know what I mean? Being able to work with one another, being able to feed off one another. And this year's coaching staff is by far one of the best ones we put together. Everybody pitches in. Everybody's got, you know what I mean? If they see something, we let each other know, and it's working out great. You know what I mean? Our guys on the sidelines are watching the game, and they're able to give any information, whether that's Ron or if it's Coach Chris or it's Coach Zavala. Everybody's playing their part, man. And right now, where we're at, couldn't be done without the great coaching staff that we have.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's zero egos on that coaching staff. Everybody's out there for one goal, right? Get better as a team. And you're right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times those conversations turn into arguments. You know, I'm too big-headed. I can't, you know, I can't be taught nothing new. And no, that's a great job. You know, it's great attitudes by all of those guys, and even the volunteer guys who come out and help out at the practices. You know what I'm saying? The Underbrinks, the Martinez family. Oh gosh, don't let me forget anybody. Of course, James is on the staff. But I mean, it's you know, it's a whole total team effort. So, yeah, total team effort.
And I don't want to forget. what before you move on, I don't want to forget because I didn't say his name, but Coach Matt Aaron also. You know what I mean, the guy that's out there on the field with me.
What does
That
he
guy's
even
been with me
do?
for years.
What does Matt even do? Does he got a position? No, I'm just kidding. Matt does a great job. He's also a very intelligent guy. You know what I'm saying? So he loves himself too. So yeah, he loves him some Matt. Hey, so this week, like I mentioned, there's a bye weekend for you guys. What are you guys doing in preparation for that? Or we're taking a week off, Ron, or what are we doing?
No, sir. So we're working. We actually had our second out of 3 practices today. We're drilling offense. We're instilling new sets, right? We're picking up pretty fast, right? I'm actually very proud of these kids, right? So sometimes it might sound a little too far fetched, but we're able to call 5 different offenses now, and they're able to line up in, right? And they're able to understand who checks up where, who goes where, who's lined up where, and it's really, really cool to see. Like today, right? For instance, we're boys, we're moving stuff, we're moving pieces around, and I'm evaluating, hey, who needs help where, and it's like clockwork. They're getting to their positions, they're running the offensive sets perfectly, and we're using every hour, every second, every minute we can to get better, right? We know Cal Allen, right? They're not going to lay down, right? It's going to be a tough game, but that's why we're here. I can tell you this: the kids are definitely buying into the whole program. They're high fiving, they're hugging, they're laughing, they're talking after going head to head and banging people up and banging one another up, and I love to see it. They're having good competitive fun, and we're doing everything we can to stay loose, to stay smart with our time. You know what I mean? So we're definitely working, and we're gonna take the weekend to support our freshman group, right? We're gonna do everything we can to get out there and make sure we're loud for them, and then I'm going to be the first to say it. If I get a chance, I'm squeezing over to wherever Cal Allen's playing so I can scout them. So, that's my plan for the weekend.
Not a bad idea.
They play
Lando,
Allen.
go ahead. You're saying something?
They play in Cal Allen.
Oh,
Who are they playing?
Carnes.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to all make the trip down there to check that out. You know what I'm saying? Just see what Cal Allen's got.
Hey,
yes,
so
sir.
We got them coming up too.
real fast, I gotta bounce off that. Kind of like Chino. So the defense has been running good. Our defense has been running really good. So for the past couple weeks, JC's been out there calling it.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's been out there calling that defense. So
Right.
when you're seeing him fly around and cut through that middle, he's making those calls. He's just making
There you go. Shit, he's not only the world's greatest barber, if you let him tell it. If you let him tell it, not only the world's greatest barber, but is an excellent defense coordinator. No, great job. JC's a great guy, great family. You know what I'm saying? I love that guy to death. So Landon, I'm gonna come to you. So how are you gonna spend your bye week? You know what I'm saying? Are you working, hard on the offense? What's going on this weekend? What's the plan, the game plan?
Oh, we've been practicing for most of the week. Getting conditioned, installing a little bit of offense, getting the boys back to some of their roots of how we've won in a lot of other things. So they're taking it, mixing some boys up to some different stuff people haven't seen yet. So
yeah,
it's been fun, but we're getting them conditioned. It's hard. Those 4 quarters are hard. It gets hot. About the end of third quarter, those boys are tired. So we've
it's
a lot of
go
conditioning.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lot of conditioning. I'm sorry. We've been getting in a lot of conditioning. Just prepare. Get the boys ready for what's to come. We know it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
So
And the conditions are extremely hard to practice for, right? Because you know, we can't go out there and practice with these kids at 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Or no, what time are you guys? You guys are playing at usually 12, right? We can't
Okay.
we can't simulate that at practice, right? You know, we're out there at 6 in the afternoon, you know, 6:37, where the conditions aren't the same, right, as Saturday. So it's tough to condition and prepare for that. But you know, grinding it out, a tough practice, you know, making it mentally tough, going fast, slowing down, going fast again is something that we did in the freshmen. That can kind of simulate the how fast your brain's got to think and be able to work when it's tired. You know what I'm saying? To push through those mental uh, um, roadblocks. You know, of course, it's more physical on Saturdays because you're dealing with the elements. But it's tough to game plan for those elements. You know, but you know, grinding out a tough practice, making it mentally, you know, tough on them is definitely an angle. So, you know, kudos, hats off to you. Hey, real quick, while I got a quick break before I move forward, I want to thank some of the RFYFL's newest sponsors. So, and I'm going to go down the list of all of them real quick, guys, if y'all don't mind. So,
Sure.
yeah, no, one of our great sponsors is Treat Street Cookie. I'm sorry, I always say that wrong. It's a Treat Street Bakery. The fine people over at Treat Street Bakery graciously they've already get sponsored a couple of times. The second time over, they sponsored like a basket, a bakery basket, where they're gonna have all kinds of baked goods and stuff in there. They raffled that off for us. You know, all that's already been winners have been selected, and the prizes are going to be handed out. But a big shout out to Treat Street Bakery for their donation, along with Andrew Zavala, with the guys down there at Zavala's Furniture and Matches, signed on to be a sponsor, game day sponsor. So, you know, thank you guys. Clean Scene, the Montemayores, you know, they came in, they donated, they were an early participant, they jumped in right away. So Clean Scene, uh, Back Lakes Lodge, you know, my buddies down there at the Back Lakes, you know what I'm saying? You guys got any hunting trips, fishing trips, or anything like that you want to go do? They got a great lodging place down there in Lamar where it could facilitate big groups of people, and you can go out there and go fishing and hunting. They take you and line you up. So hats off to them. Thank you guys. Um, RCC Construction. RCC Construction, my guy, Mr. Shiny. You know, thanks to him and Crystal donating, sponsoring some of the games that we're going to be bringing to you live. So thank you guys for for your donations. And I think I got a couple of more. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Oh man. Anyway, I can't get them all, but there's a bunch of them. The guys answered the bell, came out, support the league. Those monies and donations, part will come back to the league so to help us pay for our refs. The other part to help streaming the games. And we're not missing any more games. I'm going to make it a point that I know I missed one half of the junior game this weekend. The sophomore game didn't get fully recorded. There was a camera malfunction, and the malfunction was the cameraman. But we're going to get that corrected, and you know, we're going to do better to so that you guys aren't missing a minute. I know those road games and they're long trips. You know, those families really want to to watch those games, and that's the only way they're able to do it. So we're going to do better as a network, and to bring you all that live action from here moving forward. So, guys, before we shut off for the night, you guys got any closing statements? Any closing thoughts, Ronald?
Yeah, hey, for sure, I definitely got to thank the coaches, man. I didn't get to. Should have been my first thing doing, but I want to give a huge shout out, man, to the coaches, man. Coach DJ Moreno, man. He took this thing, on head on, and the guy hasn't slowed down. He's a defensive coordinator. He's the disciplinary guy, right? He takes it as serious as a heart attack. You know what I mean? And I truly appreciate these guys, man. Another one y'all mentioned earlier, Coach JC Cotton, man. JC does what I do at times. He's got two kids in different divisions. Sometimes he'll split time, but come game day or during the week, he puts his one body in both spots. And despite being a father, despite having his own life, he his commitment shows so much, man, to the team and to the kids. So definitely want to give him a huge shout out. You know what I mean? And Coach Garcia too, man. Coach Julian, he's been all in. You know what I mean? He's definitely shown. I can definitely count on him. Wanting to win. You know what I mean? So without those guys, man, we're not where we're at right now. I'd never want to make it seem like I'm doing it by myself, because I'm not. Those guys really, really push the shit, man. You know what I mean? All I do is, bark orders and try to coach what I think is football. Those guys make it easy. You know what I mean? So definitely huge shout out to them. Again, man, I appreciate those guys through and through.
Yeah, awesome. Lando, any parting words?
Mine's last. I did touch on JC. I'll piggyback off of that. I touched on JC. He's been kind of heading up defense a lot at all the games and everything. But the line, man, I haven't even. All I do is ask who's going out. Coach David Cameron kind of jumped on the line and said he'll take it, and that's it. It just becomes easy.
Yeah.
We have a great team mom that takes care of any paperwork for us, but
don't forget the tip, baby.
I can't forget to make sure to include her. She does her part in all of it. But no, David, he's done a really good job with our line. We had a bunch of new guys that have done a whole lot that are coming a long way. So I'm real proud of this line where it's going. So there's gonna be some big things.
Yeah, good deal, good deal. Hey, real quick, man, I'm trying to figure out why JC is getting so many name drops. Are we getting free haircuts out of this? What's going on here? I can see Chino needs a shave. He might need to tighten up on the goatee over there. And don't even take your hat off, buddy. I know what you're working with. So no,
hey, Steve, real quick too, right? Before I forget, I want to give one more huge shout out to our parents, man. Our sophomore parents, man, it's one thing when you got one person questioning, right? You pushing their kid to the max of potential that they can bring out. But our sophomore group, not one parent does that. They literally tell us, hey, you're being too nice, right? Be hard on the guy. And just our parents, man, they're freaking phenomenal. They see the sacrifice, you know what I mean? They see what we all do as a league and as a unit. So I definitely want to give our parents, man, a huge shout out, because they see what we got. They see where we want to go, and they see what we can do. So definitely, man, to the sophomore parents, thanks for the support. Without the parents, this doesn't go far.
Yeah, good deal.
Hey, real fast before we get out of here, I just want to make sure while we're saying our thank yous over here. I know you're not gonna take it or anything, but we do got to give you the big shout out. You're doing everything from Wednesdays with the podcast to at every freshman practice to there on Friday nights on the field to back up early in the morning on Saturday with the freshmen and then staying through most of the games, making sure the cameras work. So none of this whole thing runs without you. Sure. So
appreciate it. Hey, yeah. I'm gonna take my compliment and run to the house. Hey, I just want to say one more last parting thing. So next week we're going to be adding our youth soccer. Our youth soccer program is going to be coming on. I'm going to be bringing on Lindsay, and some of her coaches and board members are going to be coming on. So we'll be having a podcast for just soccer, youth soccer, and then youth soccer is growing big time here in Rockport. And Pirates Cove Sports Network wants to be there to help them grow and follow that program because they are exploded here in Rockport. So you guys tune in for that. You guys are going to see youth soccer coming up. So look out for that. And the last parting word is I remember now the last sponsor was Coastal Sports Performance, the baseball guys. So another youth program helping out another youth program, which I think is huge, right? I want to say a big thank you to them. They're our newest sponsor that joined in this past week. All right, guys, that's all I got. That's going to be the show. What you got, Gino?
Hey, so I want to let everybody know on Sunday we're having a big thing for Carter Jones.
Oh my gosh.
Make sure that y'all guys pull up, please. We need all the support. The family needs all the support you got, guys. Everybody in the community, please show up. Is it in the Ranches? Is that where it's at?
Ranches, yeah.
Ranches Pass, yeah. So hey, listen, I'm sure you're gonna see it out there on Facebook, but continue praying for them, and then if you can, please pull up, man. We need to support that family.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be posting the address of that event. It's a great event. It's like a carnival style thing they're going to be doing this Saturday at Aransas Convention Center. I can't remember the hours, but hey, look, keep up with our Facebook. I'll put the times and stuff. But yeah, no, good job, Chino. Yeah, come out, support that family, and let's bring Carter home. So, all right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it. That's gonna wrap it up. That's gonna be the show for the night. I'd like to say again, thank you guys so much. Steve Cantu, Pirates Cove Sports Network, coming to you live from the SR Ball House. Big shout out to Augie and them boys too. So I see you guys next week.
Sure.
Gabriel, Gabriel, Gabriel. And all.